What's going on, sports fans? And happy St. Patty's Day from SportsVenting Weekly. I'm the Waz.
And I'm Frustrated Phil.
And it is the best time of year. Why is that?
March Madness is starting. To my right is a television with the March Madness games on it. Seton Hall is playing NC State.
So far today, we have one upset, and that is the University of Loyola, Illinois, Chicago. They beat Miami 11-6. Great 3 at the end as time expired, and 11 beats a 6.
Waz, let's make our picks, my man.
You want to go for picks?
Yeah.
Let's break it down by region. Hold on. First things first. Oh, goodness.
Oh,
God.
sorry. You said basketball, right?
I did say basketball.
We talking about Sixers?
We're talking about March Madness, not the Cowboys.
Get him out of here, Stephanie.
The only reason you can control that ball is because it's my daughter's and it's for a 10-year-old. So, congratulations. Way to go. All right. Without further ado, region by region, let's hit the South first. South, the top seed's Virginia, the second seed Cincinnati. Yes. We also have Arizona and Tennessee. Frustrated Phil. Any surprises coming out of the South?
I don't know about surprises, but I don't like Virginia because they lost their 6th man to a broken wrist.
I heard that. I don't care. I like Virginia coming out of that region.
Nope. Give me Arizona and their mountain of a man. The guy that was paid $100,000 from Sean Miller, whoever the guy is, whatever. He's going to the Final Four as a 4 seed.
All right, cool. All right, moving over to the East. You know I can't stand Villanova. That's right, you mainline people. I'm from Temple. I hate you, Villanova.
Yeah, well, I don't. I'm from Temple, and I love Villanova. Love them. I have a man crush on Jay Wright. Love him, and their point guard is the best in the country, and I like Villanova going to the Final Four. And there's nothing you're going to do about it because their draw is weak.
It is. It is a weak draw. Villanova lucked out with that draw. It's garbage. Jay Wright, you can take your wind tunnel tested hairdo and your shiny suits and go hit up the bada bing.
Yeah.
I don't like you.
See you in San Antonio, you good looking man.
No, I got Purdue coming out of that region.
Okay, Purdue. No.
I like Purdue. Moving on, we got the Midwest. That is the region with Duke and Kansas. Kansas had a little bit of a scare earlier today.
Yeah, and Michigan State, too. That is a stacked region. Duke and Michigan State will probably play in a Sweet 16. That's a national championship matchup.
I hear you. Who do you have?
Oh, man, not Kansas. Bill Self stinks. I'm going to go with Michigan State.
I got you. I'm right there with you. I got the Michigan State Spartans. Gotta love Tom Izzo. He's always there in the end. I'm taking the Michigan State Spartans. And then finally, we are going out west with Xavier.
Yes, the Xavier Musketeers will not make the Final Four.
Others top seeds, North Carolina,
yeah.
Gonzaga, and Michigan.
Yeah, I like North Carolina coming out of that region, even with 10 losses. And what I really want to see is a rematch with Villanova and North Carolina in the national title game.
Don't want to say it. I got Michigan coming out of that region.
Michigan, okay. That's a good pick.
Gonzaga had a scare earlier today.
Yes, they
A big
did.
scare. They almost took an upset. Almost took the L. Just something about Xavier. First time being a number 1 seed.
Yeah.
I got Michigan. So, my final 4 seeds are, I got Purdue against Michigan State, and I got Virginia against Michigan. In the final, I have Virginia and Michigan State, and I got Tom Izzo taking it down. Go Sparty.
All right. I have Villanova versus Michigan State and Arizona versus North Carolina. I have Villanova playing North Carolina in a rematch of 2 years ago, and I have Mr. Jay Wright cutting down the nets for the second time in 3 years.
I hope that doesn't happen.
Yes.
Go Temple, you stink. Fran Dunphy, get out of here.
Fran Dunphy blows a 6-point late lead in the NIT last night. I cannot stand looking at the man anymore.
He's got to have pictures of somebody.
This guy right here. This guy, Fran Dunphy. Oh, my God, I can't stand him.
He's got to have pictures of somebody at Temple to keep his job this long.
What board who is making the decision to keep this guy every year?
I don't know.
He stinks.
I don't know. All right, moving on to the NFL. It is free agent frenzy week. Here he comes.
NFL 72, 55.
Boom! Boom!
Yeah!
Trivia question. Shelby, who is the champions of the NFL? The current champions.
Who is it? Mason, come on in here. Come here. Tell Dan the man who is the current Super Bowl champion.
The Eagles.
Yeah.
Now, what about Dallas? What do you feel about Dallas?
They suck.
All right, thank you. Goodbye.
Come on.
Speaking of the Cowboys, I think they're the only team this week who did not make a move in free agency. They've done nothing. Yeah, bring it in, whipping boy. Pick yourself off the ground and tell me what
Jerry Jones,
Yeah?
you moron!
Nothing. Exactly. We finally agree on something. Your team has done nothing. While every other team in the league has practically done something to better their team. Thank you, Chicago Bears, for signing a tight end and 2 wide receivers. The Cowboys have done nothing. Some big surprises. We have some big cuts. And Dominican Sue was cut. The Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, was cut.
Right.
Minnesota has 3 quarterbacks last week. They're all gone. And now they have a new quarterback in Kirk Cousins.
Yes. Case Keenum, Denver. Sam Bradford, Arizona. Teddy Bridgewater, Jets.
How do you feel about Sam Bradford getting $20 million a year
Yeah.
from the Arizona Cardinals?
The guy has thinner legs than a flamingo. Show a flamingo on the screen.
Throw it up.
Throw up a flamingo on the screen.
There we go.
That's Sam Bradford's legs.
Horrendous.
Okay.
Horrendous. How do you give Sam Bradford $20 million a year? Is that how hard up we are for quarterbacks in the NFL? Where Sam Bradford gets $20 million a year?
This is a family show, and you're saying the words hard up.
Sorry. My bad. Did we bleep that? No, we're going to leave it in. We're a little edgy this week. Meanwhile, Kirk Cousins gets $84 million. All of them guaranteed.
Yeah. Okay, Minnesota will be 10-6 for the next 3 years, and they won't go deep in the playoffs like they did this year.
The Vikings are all in with Kirk Cousins. We'll see if it pays off for them. The Browns have made some moves. Joe Thomas, the smartest man in the world, he retires from the Browns.
Never played 10, 11 years.
Yes.
Never played a meaningful game in his life.
Never started the season 1-0. Lost every first game of the season during his whole career. I feel bad for the guy because he's a class act and he is one hell of a player. Joe Thomas, enjoy retirement and enjoy not playing for the Browns.
The greatest meaningless career in NFL history.
Probably still will go to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But what a shame for a player of his caliber to play for a franchise like that in 11 years.
Yep.
Horrendous. Speaking of the Browns, Hugh Jackson now has come out today and said Tyrod Taylor is our starting quarterback.
Okay, so now we'll be 2-14. They'll improve to 2 wins with Tyrod Taylor. Do you know who was his favorite receiver in the playoff game? The sideline. He lost 10-3 to Mrs. Waz's Jacksonville Jaguars, and he had the most completions to people that were standing out of bounds.
I remember watching that game. That set football back about 20 years. Horrendous game. Hugh Jackson. I'm not excited about Tyrod Taylor. If you want to have him as a placeholder, if you draft somebody at 4, you better take Saquon Barkley at 1, and you better draft a quarterback at 4. Because you have a plethora of quarterbacks now, especially with all the free agent signings. Take Barkley at 1, take your quarterback at 4, start him in game 5 or 6, because you ain't going to win any in the first few games.
Hugh Jackson, 1-31 in 2 years.
He must know Fran Dunphy.
1 more win than Mason Waz.
Oh, my son? Yeah, that's right. He has 0 NFL wins, but Hugh Jackson, he's got 1. So there, that's got to account for something. We'll see what happens as everything else plays out. For Dan the Man, where's Dez Bryant going to go? Where's he going to go? Is he going to take a pay cut? Is he going to do that? Are you golfing now?
4!
You've given up? You've given up on your Cowboys.
You forgot about Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods?
Tiger Woods!
Get out of here.
Tiger Woods is coming.
He finishes second for the first time since 2013, and everyone's all up on him again.
Talk to me when the Masters starts.
Don't want to hear it. Sorry, Tiger. It's passed you by right now. You're a phenomenal champion. We'll see if you can bring it back. But I'm not convinced on one start where you finish second.
You will never catch Jack because you wanted to sleep around. And that's what ruins your career. Oh, well. Sorry, Tiger.
Well, maybe Dan the Man can take up golf because obviously his football team's going nowhere fast.
Yeah.
So, well, that's all we have this week. Next week on the update, we're going to preview round 2 of March Madness. We'll be down to a field of
16.
Sweet 16. We'll see where we stand there. We'll see if there's any other big moves in NFL free agency. And the end of the NHL season's coming. The end of the NBA season's coming. Hopefully in a few weeks, we'll start previewing the playoffs. No Cleveland Golden State Part 4. Don't want to see it.
Probably not going to happen, Waz. They're not. Cleveland is not going to get through Toronto
Thank
and Boston.
Goodness. Can't wait. All right. That's all we have for Sports Venting Weekly. I'm the Waz.
And I am Super Bowl champion, Frustrated Phil.
Dan the Man.
All right. Get out of here. We're out of here.